These storms are about to do something bizarre. Welcome to the weather forecast on VTB Tien channel. Dear friends, severe weather is coming in the next 24 to 48 hours across the eastern United States, where damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are possible. We have a lot to talk about in the tropics. We'll be watching a lot in the tropics because we just had tropical Storm Humberto form. We have a storm called Melda that has the potential to become a hurricane in the next few days. Now, let's look around the United States in North America. We're going to see a pretty good buildup of high pressure with some sunshine here. So scattered sunny skies across the northern plains. The Pacific Northwest today. Pretty pleasant temperatures in the Midwest, the Ohio Valley. It's a little bit cooler in the Northeast. But you can see any warmth we see is down here towards the southeast coast. Florida, coastal Georgia, the eastern Carolinas are in the 90s this afternoon. We have a moderate chance of severe weather from Boston down through New York City, through Washington, D.C. all the way down into the Appalachian foothills, the Piedmont and the Carolinas. We're going to have some big thunderstorms today. Mostly heavy rain and gusty winds, but the fact is that as you go north, the atmosphere gets a little bit more swirly. For that reason, millions of people have a less than 2% chance of seeing a tornado or two today. So that includes Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New Brunswick, New York. That includes Hartford, Connecticut, Springfield, Massachusetts. Not quite Boston, but here, we're going to be tracking a few tornado warnings today. Sporadic thunderstorms, or at least multiple thunderstorms forming, that are likely to produce small hail, damaging winds, and possibly a brief tornado. And then, as we head into the weekend, we'll see a ridge of high pressure start to slowly move eastward into the upper Midwest. That will bring warmer temperatures to the upper Midwest. Then, on Sunday, temperatures will start to rise at least a few degrees into the low and mid-80s. We're also tracking some stronger storms near Vegas, all the way north and east of Phoenix and Arizona. Some strong storms into the Phoenix area into southeast Arizona. A couple of counties in southwest New Mexico could also see some stronger storms as we move into tomorrow. We're going to see a lot of high pressure here across the central United States. So a lot of sunshine over the weekend and much warmer temperatures. And you could see some precipitation. Not really seeing a lot of rain here across the central United States. More rain is expected across Arizona, parts of New Mexico and West Texas. Whether it's the Outer Banks or into the Carolinas or Virginia, we're going to see some heavier rain potential throughout the rest of September. Looking into next week, our ridge of high pressure is going to get a little stronger here into southern Canada, Ontario and Manitoba, heading towards Hudson Bay. That's going to bring cooler temperatures to the west coast right away. And then the east coast is also going to be under our tropical influence. Cloud cover, precipitation, keeping us below normal next week, but above normal temperatures are favored across southern Canada and into the northern tier. So the northern plains, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region. Overall, it's going to be warmer next week, and drier with partly sunny skies. No precipitation across the Mississippi Valley. It's going to be related to the trough of low pressure that's bringing some moisture to the Pacific Northwest, maybe even as far south as Central California. The Sacramento Valley as we go through next weekend in general. In the second week of October, we could see cooler temperatures in the central and eastern United States. It's going to be warmer in the central and western United States as this cold air really starts to come in from Canada into the eastern United States in the second week of October. And that could bring some moisture prospects to the Midwest, the Ohio Valley in the northeast with the main storm track there to southeastern Canada, Ontario, Quebec, and even towards Hudson Bay. Notice where this storm hits right between South Carolina and North Carolina. It's bringing a lot of rain across North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and the Smoky Mountains here. This could be a big rain event for them, but there's also the potential for heavy rain along those mountain ranges. The range of areas that could see heavy rain for hours at a time is really large. We've got some rain in the northeast, and then we've got a more intense storm pattern across the east coast through October 10th. This is really interesting. And then we have the system moving a little further south into central South Carolina. So this is the 10-day outlook here. And some really terrible rain is happening across North Carolina, Virginia and parts of South Carolina. Even though the storm is headed towards South Carolina, the northern edge is really where the majority of the rain is being pushed ashore. This is going to be a major hurricane moving between the United States and Bermuda. And it's probably going to happen in the next 3 days or so, somewhere around the Bahamas. You can see that most of the models here are tracking it out to sea, but there are a couple of models that are tracking it toward the outer banks of North Carolina. So that's something we have to pay attention to. I think it's almost certainly going to stay out to sea. It's probably going to go west of Bermuda, east of North Carolina, and slide through that channel into the North Atlantic. Half of them show it approaching Florida and South Carolina, and then looping back around Humberto. And then we have a couple of storms that show it going right up to the southeast of the United States. You can see on September 27th, we're going to have 2 hurricanes very close together here around the Bahamas. We have Humberto here, we have Melda here, and what's going to happen next? They're going to interact. This particular model shows Humbo trying to pull Alda back, but there's enough forward motion here that it's not really working. But what's happening is that the force from Humbo is preventing Alda from becoming as strong as it could be. Okay, Alda would be in a much more favorable environment in terms of sea surface temperatures. So without Humbo pulling on it a little bit, it would intensify a lot faster. But notice what happens here. It gets pushed forward and makes landfall near South Carolina on September 30th. But notice what happens after that. Humbo keeps pulling on it and really keeps it around the coast. So, this scenario would be really bad for South Carolina because it would mean days of heavy rain and flash flooding. And that's why my coastal awareness model is starting to signal places like Cape Hatteras, Charleston, South Carolina. How about you in Brunswick and Savannah, Georgia? Even as far as Fort Lauderdale and Miami. Let's be on the lookout. Even Bermuda. This is such an unpredictable storm that even Bermudans should be watching the trajectory of 94L and Elda in the coming days and weeks, although Humberto is likely to be a bigger issue for you. The only places where I'm pretty confident that we should be taking action right now for Elda are in the Bahamas. So make sure you're ready for that if you're in the Bahamas. We have Gabrielle in the northern, even northeast Atlantic right now. We have Tropical Storm Humberto that has formed in the last 24 hours or so. And then in the Caribbean, we have what is likely to become Melda as it moves further north and west closer to the United States, potentially becoming a hurricane over time as we move into early next week. And notice that you'll see low pressure. We have Gabrielle here with a trough of low pressure extending across parts of the North Atlantic. We have a low pressure system here with Humberto and then the pressure slowly diminishing here near the Dominican Republic, Haiti and even up into the eastern Bahamas. And the flow of air around a high pressure system. And that will guide not only Humberto, but what is likely to become Melda, over time moving further north and northwest towards the United States. Let's look at the thermodynamic background here. These are your ocean temperatures. It's very warm in the southwest Atlantic, especially where Humberto is located. But even warmer where Alda is likely to form near the Bahamas. And then we also have the thermodynamics that are favorable with those warm water temperatures. That's going to give you a big storm here with Humberto. And then you can see Melda starting to intensify and get higher in latitude as it moves up towards the Corollas and towards Virginia. This is the European ensemble guidance. However, the same characteristics as Humberto will be approaching the United States and then heading offshore towards Bermuda. But then it looks like Alda will make landfall in the Carolinas or at least near the United States and make an impact as we move into next week. Right now, Humberto is a strong tropical storm with a sustained wind speed of 8 miles per hour. It's moving northwest at 8 miles per hour. Note that it will become a major hurricane by Sunday morning, and will remain a major hurricane all day Sunday and into Monday before weakening a bit as it begins to move west, cutting between Bermuda and the Outer Banks with at least Category 2 intensity heading into early next week on Tuesday. But to the west, we have another system with a strong tropical wave moving through the Greater Antilles of the Dominican Republic. This system has the potential to become a Hurricane Melda as it moves into the Bahamas and closer to the United States over the next couple of days. You can see the low pressure down there. Coming into the Bahamas, it's going to expand in latitude and intensify as we head into Monday. And a lot of the outer low pressure bands are going to actually start to push deeper in here, over parts of Corollas, Virginia, up there, even all the way to the mid-Atlantic coast. So the heaviest rain will likely be right near the eye wall with this system. It will make landfall near Myrtle Beach in South Carolina on Monday afternoon or evening, and that will bring quite a bit of rain for a few days through next week. Although it doesn't have a closed low pressure system, it will still bring some heavier rain to the Carolinas and Virginia, with the potential for some areas, with the heaviest rain just off the Outer Banks of North Carolina. You can see it has the potential to bring us 4 to 8 inches of rain, with the heaviest rain along the Carolinas coast to the Outer Banks. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, family and on social media. Comment in the comment section below the video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel to follow. Thank you for watching the news on VTB Tien 8 channel.